Mila in Tibetan means oh man, oh man. Because the grandfather of Milarepa was exorcising demons. They had that job at the time, and he was also a very frightening person, and he was invited once to a house to shoot away the demon, and he entered the house. He says, "Where is this demon? I'm going to pull out his fingernails. I'm going to break his teeth. Show me the demon." And then the demon appeared, and he was shouting out, "Mila, Mila, Mila, oh man, oh man, oh man, don't do anything. I'll go, I'll go, I'll go." And from that day onwards, the Milarepa family had the name Mila. Milarepa's father died when he was young. They come from a rich family, but his uncle stole all the wealth of the family, and they had to live as beggars. And when his uncle threw them out of the house, he said to the mother of Milarepa, "Get an army and fight us if you can, and if you can't fight us, curse us." And they left as beggars. Milarepa's mother asked Milarepa, "Go and study black magic and punish your uncle, please." And Milarepa, like a good son, went to study black magic. To make a long story short, he sent this storm of scorpions to the family there and killed 35 of his uncle's family. His uncle and auntie survived, the house was destroyed, and so forth. And once the magic was done, Milarepa started dreaming of hell. And he realized it is inevitable for him, after doing that, killing 35 people, most of them innocent completely, by means of black magic. That's very bad. So he realized he has two choices: get enlightened or go to hell for a very, very long time. And he chose to get enlightened. In that time, there was only one great teacher, Marpa. So he went to Marpa. It's a very beautiful scene. Marpa was a wealthy man. He had a mansion, he had workers, and so forth. But the day Milarepa came, Marpa himself went to cut the grass, and he greeted Milarepa dressed as a peasant, and he gave him a big cup of beer, Chiang, as they have there in Tibet. And Milarepa drank the whole cup, and he makes a whole ritual. When he sees them, he rings the bells around him, he sets some incense and so forth, and he says, "Come, my son, you are home." And then Milarepa bows to his feet and asks for, "Teach me meditation, I want to get liberated." And Marpa says, yes, meditation would be very good for you. But build me a house first. Can you please build me a house, a round house? So Milarepa, alone with stones, took him a year or two, builds them a round house. Marpa looks and says, "Man, this house is so ugly. Take it down, build me a house as a triangle. Much better." Another 2 years, Milarepa has wounds and he's bleeding, and he's trying to sneak and listen to the initiation from the wall, from the door, from the window. Marpa finds him, beats him up. And Milarepa understands, I have killed many people, my teacher is burning away my negative karma now, this is the way I repent for my sins. He builds the triangle house. Marpa says, "You build a house on this stone? This is the stone I meditate on. Take everything down, bring me back this stone." He takes everything back down. And then Marpa says, "You know what, let's make a crescent house. Crescent house, this is what I need. Build me another one." And it's snow, and it's Tibet. The whole procedure, after the crescent house comes a square house. Those of you who know the elements, you can understand the symbolism. The last one still stands there. You can still find Milarepa's square house in that place, in Marpa's mansion, if you ever can visit Tibet. It's one of the sights to see. Many floors high and so forth. And after that, Milarepa wants to kill himself. He doesn't care about hell. He had enough of building houses and not initiation. Let it be hell. Enough. Marpa's wife saves him, and she takes him and she begs Marpa to give him the initiation. The person is dying here. And Marpa, in the end, there are more details to the story, but to make it short, says, okay, my son, come. I give you the initiation. And he gives them the initiation into a special mantra and a special procedure. And in that time you get an initiation. They close you in a cave with a wall. You sit there. There is a little hole where people bring you food. And for 6-7 months you meditate with a mantra. It's not like, that's it. You got the initiation. Bye. So Milarepa started meditating and he had quite good results very fast. And then Marpa sends him off to the Himalaya to meditate alone. 40 years Milarepa meditates in a cave or in different caves in the Himalaya. They are still there. He left many marks. There was also a book with all the pictures of the caves by a Frenchman, very beautiful. They are all places for pilgrims and they are still active caves, if you can call it like that. Yogis still go there and meditate. 40 years he meditates and he eats only nettles. Yeah, and his body becomes a bit greenish from eating only that. But he learns all the 6 yogas of Naropa. He learns to control his dreams. He learns to awaken his inner fire. He lives basically naked in the Tibetan snow. And then gradually he learns to fly perfectly in his dreams. And then he learns to fly also in his daily life. It's one of the only saints, even in the Tibetan tradition, who would just travel. It would not be like from time to time. He would travel by flying. He learned in dreams to turn himself into fire, to turn himself into water, and then after also in real life. And after these 40 years, he was already old but still very powerful. He started teaching and he set Tibet on fire. When he started teaching with his power and with the story of such a great sinner, of a killer with black magician who became a saint, this set Tibet on fire. And this is the blossoming period of Tibetan yoga. And if you know, there is in Tibet the Dalai Lama, and when the Dalai Lama dies until he's 18, Tibet is led by the Karmapa. And the Karmapa is from the lineage of Milarepa. You can trace, there are 200 or 100 gurus from the Karmapa of today until Milarepa. They are basically direct disciples and they learn the same 6 yogas. Milarepa himself, after he died, one of his disciples came to see the body, and Milarepa, he loved that disciple so much, he revived himself and told him a last goodbye, embraced him, gave him a last blessing, and went back to death. Died back, just to see how great and how amazing he was. The book itself of Milarepa is also one of the most beautiful, most touching autobiographies that you can find in the Tibetan tradition.